Okay, so who likes to go to Indonesia? Indonesia, big country, north of Australia, about population of about 200 million these days, and they use their own currency like most countries, and this is the rupiah. So here we have some banknotes from the 1992 to the 1998 series, and I have made a video about the lower denominations, which are pretty cheap. So these ones you should be able to pick most of these banknotes up for less than $10 each. So on the 1992, we are just going to go through these quickly. So they should all have the coat of arms of Indonesia, which has the Garuda. The main features of the actual banknote are the Piscini, so Pinisi, I pronounce that problem. So that's an indigenous sailing ship. There's a watermark which has a person on it, and that person is Dewantara. Okay, Hajar Dewantara. So you can find the information about him on the beautiful site of Wikipedia. So the date is the date of first issue, and the date of printing is down below, and this is 1999. So these banknotes stopped being used in 2000, and the current value is 1 cent in the exchange rate, but these have been demonetized, so pretty much you can't spend them anymore. But if you want to buy one, yeah, about $5 or $10. And on the back, the main feature is Krakatoa. So this is the Anak Krakatoa, which is the smaller island that's actually rising up from the ocean after the volcano actually exploded. I think it's 1883. So that's that banknote, and as you can see, I've got two. And these ones are consecutive numbers, so you should be able to actually buy these consecutive, because like Australian $1 and $2 notes, the last series people like to keep. Okay, the next highest is the 500, and this one has an orangutan, one species. Then we have lost that one. We have the watermark. So the watermark is Haji Chokraminoto. So I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the watermark is always someone of importance in Indonesian history. And here we have a building from Kalimantan. So Kalimantan, what we know in Australia as Borneo. Yeah, so this one should be pretty common. I got quite a few of these that my wife got when she went to Indonesia in the 1990s. Then we have the 1000. So this is Lake Toba, and it's quite a large lake. It looks pretty much like a volcanic lake, because Indonesia is on the Ring of Fire, so a lot of the islands have been pushed up by volcanism and subduction tectonic plates. And here we have a guy jumping over rocks, so it seems to be some type of competition on Yes Island. So that's a good thing to look up, and I like the buildings in the background. So they look quite sturdy, probably also earthquake resistant. Okay, then we have the 1000. Not the 5000, should I say. 92, and this one was printed in 1995. So here we have a rote instrument. It looks like a type of bag instrument, so like a bagpipe. Although that's what it looks like, but I can see it's got strings on it, so it's like a type of not guitar, but a stringed instrument. And then we have some tapestry in the background. Sasando tapestry. That actually looks quite nice. Okay, so coat of arms again. The watermark is this girl, she has a nice hairstyle, and her name is Chut Mutia, and looks similar to this girl here. Anyway, on the back we have the Kalimutu lakes, and as you can see, each lake is different colours. I've got red, blue and green, and that will be because of the different coloration of the actual water, because of different minerals. Okay, so those are the banknotes from the 1992 series, which were still in circulation, so they never replaced any of these, and a lot of them you can actually get pretty much uncirculated. Okay, so after Suharto was overthrown, 1998, because of the, I think it's the Asian financial crisis caused this, the Indonesian rupiah actually went down to, I think, about $16,000 rupiahs equals $1 Australian. Currently it's about 10,000, and before, I believe it was about 2,500, so really it lost a lot of value. So then they issued a 10,000, a new one, so that replaced the previous banknote that was in circulation. And where is it? Okay, so the previous banknotes were these ones. So here's the actual 10,000, and has a different person. And these ones, they weren't demonetized straight away. Okay, and the watermark is also a different type of person. Not a different type of person, just a person of a different name. So this one, so her name is down below, Tut Nyak Dien, and she was an Chinese independence fighter for pretty much up until 1905. Then she was captured, but she wasn't executed. She was just she was sent away. Anyway, the watermark is Wage Supratman, and on the other side we have the Anak volcanic cone, as well as the lake itself. It's a nice blue lake. So this one has an exchange rate of about $1, but obviously they've all been demonetized, and you can pick them up for less than $10. Okay, then we have the 20,000. So this one, 1998, it was printed in 1999. So he has Ki Haja Diwantara. So he done a lot of things, but the main thing was his education emphasis. And looks like we have a Hindu idol. So an elephant, probably one of the representations of Shiva. The watermark is also a different type of person. So this is one of those banknote series in which a watermark is not the same person as the image. And it says it might be a younger version of him, but I'm not too sure. Okay, on the back we have a classroom in which Mr. Divantara was heavily involved in. So that's why they have an education scene on the back. And this one was printed from 98 to 2004, and then they issued the new banknote, which has also been withdrawn from circulation. Okay, the 50,000 in 1998, that was the largest banknote that was in circulation. And it took over from the Suharto series. So this is the Suharto banknote. Obviously he fell out of favour and was overthrown. And then they had to replace that banknote. So in 1999, they issued this banknote, which has an independence leader. So that's his name. I'm not even going to pronounce it. All I know is it's got Rudolph, which is not an Indonesian name. It would have come from Dutch. Okay, so then we had the watermark. Okay, the watermark on this banknote is Haji Tojko. Yeah, I'm not even going to pronounce his name. You can find all the information on Numista. So this one has an exchange rate about $5. It should probably cost about $10. And on the back we have the raising of the Indonesian flag. So if you turn upside down, could be the Polish flag, Singapore flag, Monaco. Yeah, I'm not too sure. So it could represent different flags, but obviously we know this is the Indonesian banknote. So that one is quite a nice banknote. And then we have Indonesia's first polymer banknote that was issued in 1999. So it has the two first leaders that proclaimed independence. So we have Sukarno and we have Hatta. And these two signed the Declaration of Independence. And currently they are still on the 100,000 rupiah banknote. So this is the only banknote in which the next series they changed most of the people on the banknote from the ones that we just seen. So about 2004. And then the current banknotes are also changed as well. And as you can see, Bank Indonesia. These ones cost probably about $20. And they were printed, I believe these were printed in Australia. So, Numista says they were printed in Australia and in Thailand. So, you probably don't have any inscription down below with the year of printing. So we just have the one date. Anyway, not a bad banknote, but it's a pity that Indonesia withdrew the polymer banknotes from circulation. So the other countries around it that issue polymer banknotes is Singapore, Malaysia, and Papua New Guinea. All their banknotes are polymer. And here we have the central bank building. Is it the central bank building? So, oh no, Consultative Assembly and Parliament building. Sorry, I was thinking it was the central bank, but I think it was a bit too big for that. But as a legislative building, it has a lot of administrative centres for the day-to-day functioning. And I wonder what that is. Could be the actual government house where the president presides. But anyway, I hope this helps you with your Indonesian banknotes. So this one is probably the most expensive, and the cheaper ones out of the 1998 would be probably the 10,000 because the actual value. And these ones, the colours look quite similar. Although they did try to make them different colours, but the shape sizes all vary. And it's interesting is that the 100,000 is actually smaller than the 50,000, which, yeah, I don't know why they've done that. Maybe they were contemplating actually reducing the size of these banknotes. Anyway, thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time. And which one is your favourite Indonesian banknote?